Greetings, very warm greetings to you as you join us for this meditation experience. Thank you so much for joining us. I just want to share this is actually a wonderful, very easy, almost selfish way to contribute a lot to our world when you do these types of reflections. And today, this idea of a new kind of addiction is something I've been thinking a lot about because I'm rather, I'd say maybe addicted, at least obsessed with this idea of silence. And really, I think what it's about is that we have ideas about silence that aren't particularly satisfying or fulfilling. Because I've noticed whenever we might have a program or anything with silence, yes, souls are enjoying, I think, but there's that feeling of, I can't wait till it's over. And the minute it's over, everyone comes into sound and, almost as if we need to have sensory stimulation. And of course, that's a huge part of what the devices are about. Entertainment is about a lot of sensory. We are addicted to fulfillment through our physical senses. Whereas silence is far from empty. And I think that's part of it. We think it's empty because our idea of silence is there's no noise, there's no stimuli. Deprivations, sort of sensory deprivation is our concept of silence. Whereas in fact, true silence is very full, very rich, I would say almost delicious, something you'd want to indulge in, because true silence has everything that feeds the soul. But it cannot be experienced through the physical senses. So this is a problem for us. So we almost need to activate a whole new sensory system in order to experience the gifts of silence, which are actually what we want and are trying to get through the physical senses. We want peace. We want love. We want contentment, meaning, but we're trying to get it through physical means or mechanisms, even though they're non-physical things. I live in a part of the world, it's physically stunning, the beautiful nature, still very pristine and pure, perhaps one of the few places on the planet where you have people living and still nature is intact. And people are just racing on the weekends to go and be in those spaces. And they say, I feel so peaceful. It is my sanctuary. I recharge. It's fascinating that we need to get it through the physical senses. Would it be possible to get that same recharge, that same fulfillment, while I'm at my desk in the workplace? Is there a non-physical way I can get that experience? I think that's really important to master. I'm sort of addicted to that thesis of non-physical fulfillment, not through the physical senses. So let's see if we can at least activate the mechanisms inside that will give us access to the riches and treasures of silence. So we're not so addicted to physical sensory fulfillment, but we can get that through a non-physical mechanism, which is far more mobile and available anytime, anywhere, for free. So sitting comfortably, and it's okay to have the physical senses still operating. I can have the eyes open, the ears are open, all the physical senses are happening. That's okay. But I'm going to try to activate a whole new system of experiencing, very subtle. So I'm going to start from the physical and slowly move into the non-physical, starting where I'm used to. So yes, my eyes, my physical eyes are wide open, and go ahead, look around you at the environment around you. That's what we're used to doing, is looking around through the physical eyes. That's okay. But now let me start to move more and more subtle. So first off, undistracted focus, just looking at one place. If you want to use me as a focus, go ahead. You can look right here, looking at one spot, starting to just focus. And the moment I do focus out of interest, not compulsion, I start to notice things calming down very naturally. A non-physical experience is starting to happen. So let me make my focus even more subtle. Let me focus on the physical breath of the body, the movement and activity of the lungs of the body, and observe what's happening. I'm becoming more quiet to focus on something subtle. It's very natural. And again, that feeling of more calm, more simplicity, a non-physical experience as I focus on something subtle. Let's see if we can get even more subtle. Under the breath of the body, the beating of the physical heart. I'm extremely quiet now, very focused, but in such a gentle way, a very delicate focus, because that heartbeat is so delicate, so subtle. And with it, a deeper experience of calm, of simplicity. It's almost as if things are becoming more quiet, closer to silence. I'm going to shift now from focusing on something physical and subtle to something non-physical and subtle. Focusing on myself, the one who has been observing everything. The reason the lungs are breathing and the heart is beating is because of me. I am the life in this body. If I am not present in this body, there is no life in this body. The heart will not beat and the lungs will not breathe. I gently shift that delicate focus from the heartbeat of the body to the presence of the cell, that place from where it feels thoughts originate, where I, the thinker, the observer, am operating from, that place behind the forehead. I am here. I am not physical. I'm an invisible point of living energy. Very subtle, very delicate. It's as if the hands of my mind are holding a butterfly, so delicate. Very gentle holding of the awareness of self. There's now this feeling of silence. In the silence, that which is not physical becomes very loud. Such is the experience of myself. Very, very subtle. And that includes the experience of my true nature, where letting go is extremely natural. We call that peace. My true nature of letting go, sending a non-physical wave of relief through my mind, which is so delicious to the mind. The mind has been so busy grasping and holding and struggling to try and experience a second of peace. But in fact, it's by letting go that my mind fills with peace. And letting go is my true nature. Holding that very subtle sense of self. I am an invisible point of life, a soul. Instant freedom. Exactly what my mind was looking for in distraction. Instant lightness. Instant peace. In silence, everything I, the soul, have been seeking becomes available, very loud. These beautiful treasures of peace, lightness, freedom, very nurturing, nourishing, soothing, healing vibrations fill silence. Absolutely delicious for the mind. All I need is to become subtle. Om Shanti.